Well, greetings, friends and recovery family. This is the Monty Man with this week's Meditorial. I've entitled, No Human Power. Well, left to my own devices, I'm powerless over alcohol, narcotics, food, overspending, and the list goes on and on. Basically, I'm powerless over my selfish, self-seeking ways. In fact, the insanity and obsession over my addiction happens when I'm stone cold sober. Therefore, I need a power, not a human power, not 25, 100, or 500 human powers in a meeting, church, or retreat, but the power that comes from my Creator. Now, here is where I may lose some of you, but hear me out. I don't believe that there is power in the 12 steps. The steps are there to show me my need for a power. And that power, according to most 12-step literature, is God. I need to die to myself daily and allow God to work and act through me. Well, having said all of that, I have to admit, it took some time and some real committed working of the recovery process and application and implementation of those 12 steps for me to realize my need. If I don't believe I have a need for God, well then, why in the world would I seek Him out? Well, before recovery, I didn't think I had a need for God. I thought I could depend on others, the slogans on the wall, the daily reflections, and I was meeting dependent. Today, even if I can't get to a meeting, God is with me and I with Him. But it's a daily renewing of my relationship with Him. No human power can relieve us of our alcoholism means just that. No human power. Now, one does not have to agree with what I'm saying or even what's in the big book, but one cannot deny what is written within the pages of this wonderful basic text. The following is what I believe one of the most important pieces ever written in the history of recovery literature. Where it reads alcohol, you can fill in any addiction. The chapter entitled How It Works in the Big Book of Alcoholics Anonymous, it states, So, our troubles, we think, are basically of our own making. They arise out of ourselves. And the alcoholic is an extreme example of self-will run riot, though he usually doesn't think so. Above everything, we alcoholics must be rid of this selfishness. We must, or it kills us. God makes that possible. And there often seems no way of entirely getting rid of self without His aid. Many of us had moral and psychological convictions galore, but we could not live up to them even though we would have liked to. Neither could we reduce our self-centeredness much by wishing or trying on our own power. We had to have God's help. This is the how and why of it. First of all, we had to quit playing God. It didn't work. Next, we decided that hereafter in this drama of life, God was going to be our director. He is the principal. We are His agents. He is the Father, and we are His children. Most good ideas are simple, and this concept was the keystone of the new and triumphant arc through which we passed to freedom. When we sincerely took such a position, all sorts of remarkable things followed. We had a new employer. Being all-powerful, He provided what we needed, if we kept close to Him and performed His work well. Established on such a footing, we became less and less interested in ourselves, our own little plans and designs. More and more, we became interested in seeing what we could contribute to life. As we felt new power flow in, as we enjoyed peace of mind, as we discovered we could face life successfully, as we became conscious of His presence, we began to lose our fear of today, tomorrow, or the hereafter. We were reborn. Well, there it is. Dear God, help me today to realize my need for You. Help me to understand that it's You I must depend upon to do for me what I cannot do for myself. And because I forget, continue to remind me that it's not the meetings, the 12 steps, or even my prayers that keep me sober. It's You. Amen. Well, that does it for this week's Meditorial, my friends. Until our next broadcast, this is the Monty Man, and I'm wishing God's perfect serenity for you.